brief introduction. John was born in Hobart and he grew up in Tasmania and Victoria. He studied engineering at the University of Tasmania and subsequently had over 36 years of hydroelectric engineering and management experience with Hydro Tasmania. In 2011, he retired and has since consulted in risk and compliance management and business support services. He has been married to Christine for 35 years and they have 2 children with partners and 2 young grandchildren. His interests include community service activity, photography and travel, car restoration, and of course, the subject of his current talk, family history research. He will speak about perseverance, technology and good luck, the search for his Catherian roots. Mr. John Minchin from Tasmania.
Thanks very much, George. Can everyone hear us okay? No? Is that better? We're just waiting for the technology part of the thing to work. Okay. I've got 4 things to do. I've got to manage my glasses, microphone, computer and the paper, so as my wife says, I can only do 1 thing at a time. Let's hope for the best. Just a quick introduction. This is all about tracing my Catherian roots, and the idea of this is to give other people some ideas about things that you can do, and methods and technologies and other things that happen along the way if you want to do the same. Okay, so by way of background, my background, Greek background comes through my mother. She was born in 1927 in Canowindra and died in 1987, aged just 60. She had 3 siblings, and there's a picture there of her family with two brothers, a sister and a dog. Her parents were both Catherian. Her father was from Karamalta and her mother from Potamore. All the children were born in Canowindra, and in Canowindra they ran the Garden of Roses cafe, which is still operating today. In 1930 they moved to Tumut, New South Wales, and the family ran the Montreal Theatre there for over 30 years. The theatre now is restored and operating again today. Pictures there, you'll see the Garden of Roses on the left and the Montreal Theatre on the right. But we were told very little about our Catherian roots. We knew that our grandfather's name was George. He was a priest. So great-grandfather. Our grandmother had some siblings, we were told that, maybe 2 to 4 brothers and possibly a sister. Names like Con and Angela were mentioned. We knew that our grandfather had siblings but didn't really know anything about them. So it was all a little bit vague. One of the only things I knew for sure was that Kithera was full of rocks, because that's what we were told. So the first question is, what did I want to find out about Kithera? Clearly, I wanted to find out facts, names, dates, occupations, locations. I wanted to find evidence of things, certificates and so on. But that's the hard, what I call the hard stuff. That's like the trunk and the main trees, branches. But I wanted to find not just that, but the twigs and the leaves as well. Things like pictures, the context of the time that people grew up and lived, historic events, cultural activities, and more importantly, the stories about the family anecdotes, recollections, nicknames and so on. So they actually would bring the tree to life. And lastly, you know, hopefully we find some new relatives and maybe some friends as well. So first of all, I had what we call quick wins, things that sort of dropped straight onto our lap immediately without having to do very much work. First of all, we found some photographs. I'd never seen them before. They were photographs apparently at my grandparents' house. I don't recall seeing them as a child, but they were photos of my great-grandparents. And coincident with that, we managed to find a copy of my grandparents' wedding certificate, and my grandmother's parents' names were on that certificate, and it said that her family's name was Clentos, which was a real puzzle because we'd always been told it was Bylos. So that was the first mystery that we had to see if we could find out what that was all about. The next quick wins really arise from using the archives. And someone mentioned this the other day, the Archives of Australia. Within a few minutes of searching on that, I managed to find travel documents for my grandmother and great-grandfather when they came to Australia in the early 1920s. And having looked at those documents for a few minutes, it took me that long to realise that those documents actually had photographs on them that I'd never seen before. But the question that arose from looking at those is why did they come here? What were they coming for? Were they coming for a visit relatives, or was it to do with an arranged marriage? About the same time, searching for the Stathis side of the family, my grandfather's side, his naturalisation papers appeared. And they were very useful too, because they told us not just when he arrived and what boat he arrived on, but where he worked and for how long. And so we saw names like Comino, Fakiri, Villagers, and someone I thought might have been Scottish at first, but it turned out to be Greek, Stathi McCree, up in Townsville. So we started getting a picture of what his life had been like when he came out. One of the biggest quick win was to stumble upon the website of Telemarkos Congress, who prepared a pretty thorough family tree of the Pansos family. And it's an incredible amount of work because all of those details must have been determined by studying the original church documents. I was looking for a person by the name of Panagiotis Demetrius Clentos. That's the name of my great-grandfather. And I knew that the birth date was 1863, about. And there was only one possibility when I searched through all of those names, so I found him on the family tree. Okay, the next thing that you need to do is to travel to Kithra, because that's the way that you actually start finding out that you need to do more. And we went there in 2006, and that was our first experience there. We hadn't done any pre-planning, so we hadn't found people to visit or anything like that. But we did know where the old Stathis family home was. We knew it was on the outskirts of Paramoto. And so we found that house. There's a photo there of the house, or the ruins of the house. We also went to the town hall and we got a copy of the birth certificate. So we actually pretty well the start of the journey. When you find a birth certificate, it's not just telling you a birth date, it gives you a whole lot of other information. So it confirms my grandfather's father, that he was a priest. It names the great-grandfather, in other words, the one before that, who was Johannes. It gives the ages of the parents. It tells you what church they attended, gives the godparents' names and the witnesses as well. And in this case, the witnesses are possibly both relatives, they were both illiterate. So you learn a lot of information from one piece of paper. Okay, the next bit of technology, which was mentioned by someone yesterday, is to use Trove, which is the National Library of Australia repository of newspaper and other archives. It's a phenomenal and growing asset, and really helpful for doing the context and getting some of the family stories together. And they've done optical character recognition of the articles, so you can search and find all sorts of amazing things. It grows all the time. These are the twigs and leaves I mentioned. And I really love the one article in there which was headlined, "Steak and Eggs, not steak and egg." And it's all about a little court case that arose because someone had a fight in a cafe run by my great uncles. And the fight ensued because when the meal arrived, there was only one egg on the plate, and yet the menu had said eggs plural. So you find all sorts of wonderful stories like that. The other thing that was also mentioned by someone the other day is the church records. You don't need to read Greek, but it's very hard. But even if you do read Greek, it's still hard. It's getting easier. When I first started looking, it was all in microfilm, that was available in Salt Lake City. You had to order the films in, and it's very hard to read.